Electric cars feel like the future, but the battery is still the biggest headache. One minute you're excited about silent acceleration, the next you're watching a charging bar crawl like it's stuck in slow motion. Range anxiety, long stops, and high pack prices keep many drivers on the fence. Now imagine a battery that charges in minutes, lasts longer, costs less, and avoids rare metals. That promise is why engineers are talking about a dual carbon battery. Stay with me, because once you understand how it works, you'll see why 2023 became a turning point for this idea quietly worldwide. The EV battery bottleneck. Electric vehicles are cheaper, and the driving experience is hard to beat. You get instant torque, fewer moving parts, and a cabin that feels calm because there's no engine noise. You also spend less on fuel and maintenance, but most buyers still circle back to the same three concerns. How far can I go on one charge? How long will I be stuck at a charger? And why is the battery pack such a huge part of the price? Those worries are not just feelings, they shape real decisions. A long road trip can turn into a route built around charging stops. Apartment living can make overnight charging tricky. And when battery materials are expensive, car prices stay high, even as the tech improves. So the big question is simple. Can we store energy in a cleaner, cheaper way without sacrificing performance? That question is why engineers keep hunting for alternatives to today's most common lithium-ion chemistry. Lithium-ion works well, but it depends on materials that can be costly, hard to source, or linked to messy supply chains. If the world wants millions of EVs, plus batteries for homes and grids, the math gets intense. We need more batteries, more factories, and more feedstock. Dual carbon batteries are one answer people are now taking seriously. Meet the dual carbon battery. A dual carbon battery is a rechargeable battery that uses carbon-based materials on both sides of the cell. In a typical lithium-ion battery, you usually have a graphite anode and a cathode made with metal compounds that can include lithium, cobalt, nickel, or manganese. Those metals can deliver strong performance, but they also add cost, supply risk, and environmental burden. In a dual carbon design, the anode and cathode rely on carbon forms. Carbon is common, widely available, and easier to source at scale. It also has properties that battery engineers like, especially when you want fast movement of charge and stable cycling. The cell still moves ions and electrons like other rechargeable batteries, but the goal is to reduce reliance on expensive metals, while keeping the performance drivers people care about. The big attraction is easy to explain. If the main building blocks are abundant and inexpensive, the battery can be cheaper to make. If the chemistry can handle high power without overheating, charging can be faster. And if the structure stays stable over many cycles, the battery can last longer, before it noticeably degrades. It's a materials shift that could change what a battery costs, how it charges, and how long it lasts. Numbers that turn heads. Supporters of dual carbon batteries often point to three headline benefits: higher energy density, faster charging, and lower cost. The numbers vary by design, but some studies and tests suggest energy density could reach around 400 watt-hours per kilogram. For comparison, many conventional lithium-ion batteries used in today's products are often cited at around 250 watt-hours per kilogram. If a real-world pack moves closer to the higher figure, an EV could travel farther with the same weight, or keep the same range with a smaller, lighter pack. That can improve efficiency and also free space for cooling and safety layers. Charging speed is the part that grabs attention. Some reports say a dual carbon battery can reach about 80% charge in under 10 minutes. That matters because the EV lifestyle changes when charging becomes quick. It stops being a long break and starts feeling like a normal stop, closer to the rhythm people are used to with gas stations. Fast charging also helps fleets, taxis, and delivery vehicles that can't afford long downtime during a shift. Then there's the price. Because carbon is abundant and the design can reduce dependence on costly metals, some projections claim costs could drop by up to 50% compared with certain lithium-ion setups. Even if the final discount is smaller, any meaningful cut can ripple through the market. A cheaper pack can lower the sticker price and speed up adoption, while a longer life can improve resale value and reduce waste. These are the kinds of gains that turn nice ideas into serious contenders. Power Japan Plus and the Ryden approach. One of the pioneers often mentioned is Power Japan Plus, a company that began developing and patenting dual carbon concepts around 2014. Their battery is commonly branded as the Ryden dual carbon battery. The name is sometimes explained as rechargeable yin-yang dual carbon battery, a simple way to highlight carbon working on both sides of the cell. Their pitch is built around safety, durability, and sustainability. If the chemistry is less prone to runaway heating, it can reduce fear around battery packs and make thermal management simpler. If it can cycle more times before losing capacity, it extends the useful life of the vehicle. And if the key materials are easier to source, it reduces pressure on supply chains that already struggle to keep up with global demand. What makes this interesting is how they talk about testing. Power Japan Plus has partnered with organizations to put the idea into real applications. One example often cited is collaboration with Team Taishan, a racing team in the Asian Le Mans series, to power an electric race car using Ryden cells. Racing stresses a battery with sharp bursts of power and heavy heat loads. Another example is working with Kyushu University in Japan on an electric bus platform using the same dual carbon idea. Buses are demanding because they run long routes, stop often, carry heavy loads, and must be ready every day. Those tests help reveal what works, what breaks, and what needs refinement. Nawa Technologies and a carbon nanotube twist. Another company tied to the carbon wave is Nawa Technologies, a French firm founded in 2013. Their approach is a little different. Instead of positioning only a full battery chemistry, they focus on the electrode itself, aiming to upgrade how batteries charge and deliver power across many use cases. Nawa's signature concept is the ultra-fast carbon electrode, shortened to UFCE. It uses a structure constructed from vertically aligned carbon nanotubes, often described as a vacant design. Picture a dense forest of microscopic tubes standing upright. That geometry can offer a huge active surface and shorter pathways for charge to move, which helps reduce internal resistance and heat. The company has shared ambitious targets for this kind of electrode. Claims often repeated include up to a 10-fold increase in power, about a 3 times boost in energy storage, and around 5 times longer cycle life, depending on the cell design. They also translate that into a clear EV dream, ranges close to 1,000 kilometers, with charging to 80% potentially around 5 minutes. They say the approach can reduce the carbon footprint and the cost of battery production while boosting performance. Even if real products land below the best case figures, the direction is clear. Faster charging, higher power, and longer life, with less impact from scarce metals. What could slow it down and what it could unlock? Now for the reality check. Battery breakthroughs do not become mass products overnight. A chemical must behave the same way in millions of cells, not just in a lab sample. Manufacturing has to be stable, repeatable, and affordable. Materials must stay consistent from batch to batch. Cells must survive heat, cold, vibration, fast charging, and years of real driving. On top of that, packs need smart management software, crash safety, shipping compliance, and long-term reliability data that automakers trust. Dual carbon batteries also have to clear technical hurdles. Engineers must keep improving stability and durability, especially under repeated, rapid charging. They have to optimize cell design so performance stays steady across seasons and driving styles. And then come market barriers, safety standards, certification rules, consumer acceptance, recycling pathways, insurance concerns, and competition from other battery ideas like LFP, sodium-ion, and solid-state concepts. But if dual carbon batteries deliver even a large slice of the promise, the impact could be huge. EVs could feel more convenient than gas cars because charging stops are shrinking. Lower battery costs could bring sticker prices down and speed up adoption. Grid storage could get cheaper, making it easier to store solar and wind energy and keep the lights on during emergencies. And consumer electronics could charge faster and last longer before the battery feels tired. That is why this technology is worth watching. So is the dual carbon battery the next big leap, or just another lab dream? It has real strengths. Carbon is abundant, charging could be much faster, and the chemistry may be safer and cheaper. At the same time, new batteries always face hard questions about scaling, durability, standards, and trust. The exciting part is that teams in Japan and Europe are already building and testing real hardware, not just slides. If this tech clears the last hurdles, EVs could feel simpler than gas cars soon. Drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more future tech stories.